Alright guys, we're gonna wait like a 5 minutes and then we're gonna start. Thank you for waiting. 2 minutes. All right. Hey guys, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Thank you, Oktai. All right, so we're gonna start actually. All right, first, guys, I want to thank you for coming for our webinar for malware development. And this is Jameel Nabbo, a cybersecurity consultant in UITSEC. And actually, I've been working the last 12 years in like malware development, exploit authoring, and I was code reviewer in Microsoft, and I work with Skype as well. And here I learned actually a lot from UITSEC in a lot of things like exploit development, penetrating testing systems, code reviewing, and as well research. So UITSEC actually is one of the biggest companies in the Middle East area and in Turkey as well. We do, as you can see here, guys, an exploit writing. We write exploit, we discover systems, and we report them. And also, we are a responsible team, and we do penetration testing like network, mobile, etc. And also, we have an SOC team, a cybersecurity operations center, and we do also, on the other hand, research. And research, like we analyze malwares, we analyze attacks for Turkey or international, and we report them as well. And this webinar, actually, I'm not gonna describe what the black hat is, what the white hacker is, and all of these things. Actually, I'm gonna jump directly into the purpose of making this webinar, actually, which is the malware development. But first, let's see the world of hacking. As you can see here, guys, I just wrote a bit of descriptions, like the types uh, of the world of hacking actually. So we have skids or script kiddies, we call them. If you like, guys, have a CH or OSCP already familiar with that, I'm just gonna demonstrate it quickly. And we have buyers, and actually we have also black hat coders. The script kiddies is just like kids who download tools, open up YouTube, how to hack my girlfriend and stuff. Okay, download this tool and run it, and viola. And the other hand, we have buyers, which is like buy stuff, like buy exploit. They know how like to run it, but they don't know how to write it. And most of these buyers like work with the government or let's say intelligence and also big companies, but these guys doesn't have like a time or doesn't have a skill for writing these exploits or kind of attacks. When I talk about exploit, I mean the exploit kits, like let's say word macro exploit, and I mean a browser exploit such as Java drive bar or something, or an exploit, a private exploit in a system like SMB protocol, SSH protocol, etc. And these guys right here, which is the black hat coders, this is what we're gonna focus in this webinar about actually. These guys have a lot of skills who can like write exploit on the other hand, and they can develop rats. Rats are like remote administration Trojan or tool. If you guys like have have an information about the rat, it's basically a tool that allows the attacker to like make a server. It's like an exe application or jar application. This allows the attackers to compromise the machine by sharing this executable file. Linux, there's executable file for Linux, for Mac OS, for Android, and also if the iOS have a jailbreak. Also, I'm gonna talk about this in a bit. And these guys are the most famous rats, remote administration tool. Let's say malware's builder. And we have here like a black shadows. This is developed in Visual Basic 6. And we have a dark comet developed by a French guy who like caught in the FBI from French. And an NG rat from an Arabic guy called Nasser from Kuwait in the Middle East area. And we have this guy also, this is famous and new into the market, which is called Revenge Rat. All of these tools do the same thing actually. You build up your executable file, then you encrypt this file, then you share it, and you compromise actually, or I mean the criminals compromise the machines. We have actually two ways of compromising the target. Let's take a look about the criminals view. Actually, you know, guys, like Metasploit and these stuff, which is allows you like to build up your Trojan and also to connect to a system if you find like an exploit in it and successfully executed an attack. You can connect with that system in a bind TCP, but these RAT actually bypass firewalls because they connect in a reverse TCP mode, which is like once the victim, you send a file to the victim, this file like for CV. Let's say I'm applying for a bank, I send them a CV, and this CV have an exploit, which is like macro exploit, let's say, and executed my RAT, and then I can compromise the system or the computer by reverse connection. Oh, why you should guys learn these dark skills? Actually, it's a knowledge, like it's written here, and it allows you to know how to defend things. Like you cannot like make a defense for thing without knowing how to offensive, without knowing the offensive way of it, and also to make your environment more secure. So whatever you are coming from a government background, or you're coming from a bank background, or let's say normal network administration job, or just for fun, so this is also for you. I assume you guys here I won't be talking about how like to download files, how to execute files, and what the type of attack is, like network attack, web application attack. All of this is excluded by this webinar. So here it's a bit advanced actually, but we're gonna dive into details a bit. So what criminals use to attack? Actually, they use RAT. No one use Metasploit. So Metasploit is it's like a famous tool or something, but when it comes to real life attack or crime, no one use it actually, because all of the exploits also inside of it like outdated or something, and most of the people like making an update for their system. So it's hard actually to use like Meterpreter to connect with these machines. Let's say you have 1,000 machine. How you can connect to it back using Meterpreter? You just have to waste your time and write commands and all of this, and instead of using the remote administration tools, which is build up the malware. And we have also the rootkit. What a difference between RAD and rootkit. Actually, rootkit does the same job RAD does. Like all of them can be categorized under the bootnet. But the rootkit is like it injects your system. Like there's a ring 3 level, or the 0 level, or the 1 level at boot time. So this is basically the rootkit. Sometimes if you also format your computer, if it's infected by a rootkit or something, you cannot remove it actually until like you pull up the RAM, you pull up the processor, and then redistribute your hard again, and then install the system. And also we have an exploit kit. I'm gonna talk a bit about exploit kit, what it is and how we use it. I'm gonna give like a live example for it. All right. So anyone can be a malware developer? Actually, no. It's actually absolutely no, because malware development is not an easy task, actually. The people who code the malwares actually have a lot of skills in reverse engineering, have a lot of skills in exploit writing, and also they are a Git coder as well. So they can write like in C++ or their favorite language, Java, let's say, if they want to target cross-platform, and they can like use C Sharp or Visual Basic .NET. They're not .NET actually targeted. .NET languages are targeted in this age actually, because the most vulnerable system is Windows, and this is the most targeted system. So attackers just actually the 90% of the malware developer target Windows systems actually. So all right, and where these people live? There's a website called. There's many of them, but actually, yeah, hackfarms.net. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe not, but I'm gonna like show you something, guys, right here. This is the hack farm. It's actually the black hat market here. I'm gonna open up to a session. You can see, guys, right here. There's like tools, hacking tools and programs. There's like people right here develop it and then they sell it to another people. So you can find here. You will find the most famous remote administration tools actually. Also, the titles are fancy, like the spreading technique and the stuff, silent mining. So basically, what the hack forum is, or the black market I'm talking about, is a place that the criminals or the malware developers or exploit writers, they go to it actually, and they open up a thread and they say you can get this service by 20, let's say $20, $50, something, and then the buyers go to it and they buy it, and they start to attack other people's. So most of the people right here are like belongs to government, and most of them are like criminals, and they use the fake identities and like fake names, and they collect payment using Bitcoin. So Bitcoin and other cryptographic currency are the attackers or the criminals' favorite currency. So this is the black market basically, and if you dive, guys, here, you will see like they dealing with people as a product. So people are just like a product. So I will, if you go to like the market or something, they you will find like some people selling 1,000 victim infected by a botnet or something by just $50. Some of them $100. Maybe these guys are working in a bank, and maybe they are working like a network administrators and something. So you will find a lot of things right here in the hack forums. Actually, I will go back to it once I talk about some stuff here. All right. Yeah, you see, guys, why there is a malware developers? Actually, because it's easy to compromise a system. Let's say an HR employee working in a X company, and this company like does stuff for government and does stuff for intelligence, and they have an information about people, like identification or something, and the malware developers like goes directly to develop their malwares or sell them actually to people who want to hack this system or compromise this system. And then on the other hand, they start up, they send in like PDF emails or stuff. It's easy to infect the HR employee because not all people is in-depth technical. So they affect these people, like let's say the HR employee, and then after that they gain access to this system. It's easy as more yeah, it's easy more than like scanning the target and then trying the exploit and trying to bypass the FortiGate firewall or something. So this is easy. Why do they do that actually? Because maybe of political reasons, like let's say Russia or Iran, and maybe because of reactions. Maybe a malware developer or some hacker actually they are talking about his country and he got some reactions. Actually, this happened a lot here in Turkey as well, and it's about data. It's maybe like sensitive data, like Oracle. I know this IP have an Oracle database. They run Epics. They like it's a gas and oil company, and I want to steal like credit card or something. And also for fun. Yeah, there's some people doing that for fun. And at the end, it's all about money, guys. As you can see here, it's all about money. Everything like malware and these stuff, hacking PayPal account, hacking Bitcoin account, stealing coins, stealing Facebook credentials, stealing all of these shits. So all of this is about money at the end, whatever the reason is. So, all right, what is the active countries for malware development? I just took actually the five of them. There's many. Based on a study published on CNN, there's 30% of the whole malware published on the world coming from Syria. Yeah, it is from Syria. And China comes to the second and 20%, like Chinese and even Chinese government hiring some Chinese people for attacking US or some stuff. And we have also on the other hand have Russian. They are also active and they are good. And we have USA as well, which is 10%. Imagine guys, 30% in Syria, which is like, if you compare it, you can say it's like San Diego in USA, and the USA is just only 10%. And we have India. The Indian also are active on the black market. So how about rootkit? Yeah, rootkit, guys, if you go to the hack forum or Google it, you can find like people selling rootkits for like a monthly subscription of $2,000. It's too much, I know, but it is active actually. This is how it goes. People go there and they open up a website for providing them rootkit services and encryption and VPN, all of these shit, and then they pay like $2,000 a monthly subscription using Bitcoin, and then they get the service and they start attack others. But it's different story when it's come to rat. The rat remote administration Trojan again, it's only costs you like $50. Maybe you can find something useful like for $20. I will show you guys some examples actually, because we are talking about the servers. All right, if you go guys like remote administration Trojans right here, yeah, this guy web monitor. Maybe I need to be logged in. Let's log in. All right, here we go. As you can see, guys, here we have something called a web monitor, and check out their function. They are saying stability, they are saying there's no port forwarding, you can install a credential, there's forensics, it's a cross-platform. This means it works on Linux and Mac OS X and in Windows as well and Google Chrome. Actually, it works on Unix systems. Complete control, no need to port forwarding, no need for all of this shit, and look out for the prices. 40 euro, 24 euro, and 30 euro. This is what you can do actually with it, and maybe they have some demo online, so you can check it out online. So you can control the victims, let's say Enterprise Pro. Yeah, this is the main website. let's say 6 months, one time, and they provide also the VPN. Maybe they have, yeah, try demo. There's a try demo right here. It's like basically a web interface for controlling the. There's some stuff not working for the demo. All right. So you guys basically here have the list of the victims, and by right clicking, you can control like the keyboard stuff and install application, remote, open up webcam, networking, monitor getting credentials for passwords of browser, mail, messenger, etc., even the Windows key. And also they have like dump memory, record the audio and still passwords, monitor the system, stream screen or something. Like here guys, and they have like task. They are pretty much organized right here. They have like tasks. So all of this is a one screen. You can control the. Here you can build up your malware. Actually, this is the part I'm gonna focus on. Most of the RAT actually or remote administration Trojans have the same idea. So it basically comes with a bundle executable file or maybe throughout the web like these guys, and you can build up the malware and then separate it, and that's it. This is basically a quick example. I open it up. So there's much more examples. All right.
Hello, Jamal.
Excuse me.
Jamal, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if this about the web monitor. Just you have passed this slide, and actually, this is really this is in the including in the some firewalls. So why do we need to use this web monitor? Because this specification is really it's available in the firewall or IPS and other equipment. Why do we need to use the web monitor actually?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the idea here it's not about firewall or something. This is a Trojan. You can build a Trojan actually, and then distribute this Trojan to people, and then attack them without having thinking about monitoring them in a firewall or something. So just basically build up a virus, and you encrypt this virus and separate it, and then when people open up that file, you can control them within a single machine, like from the web, like this web monitor. This is not like for monitoring the network or monitoring the traffic or something. No, it's just a remote administration tool, like building a Trojan, then separating it, and that's it. So it's a different story.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I will actually give you another example. Black Shadow's rat. This is what I'm talking about. Let me open up this image to be more clear. All right. So I don't know, guys, if you're able to see right here, but all of this, like you see, like Photoshop or something, and IP addresses, all of these are victims. They are actually hacked. I just get this as an example, actually, and all of these people can be controlled, and we call this CNC machine. All right. So this is the Trojan now. Black Shutters, all right, FBI, not download, FBI. All of these malware developers, actually, if you go to the web, you will find them on the FBI. See, international black Shutters malware stuff. They arrested the guys who developed this malware. But on the other hand, also, if you go to FBI, yeah, I don't want this cyber most wanted attackers. Wanted cyber. Yeah, this is it. All right. So if you go here, right here, guys, you will find a lot of people's, most of them actually malware developers. Let me open up this guy. All right. This guy is from Syria. All right. This guy is from Syria, and maybe he's 20 years old. And the FBI rewards like $100,000 for information leading to arrest this guy. Why? Why they are taking care about like these people? Because they are malware developers. Also, there's an Algera, another guys who developed the Zeus. If you know, guys, Zeus, it's like for banking, specialized in banking. Now I will talk about actually the famous malwares for banking stuff and for the like Russian, Chinese, all of this. So I will go back actually to the slides and then jump out to another thing. All right, so we talked about remote administration Trojan and then the encrypting service. When the criminal actually build up his virus, he should encrypt it. Encryption means the antivirus software is able to detect these types of malware because they are popular. There's a lot of people using it. There are a lot of people developing these viruses and they get these signatures actually. For example, if you go to the website called Virus Total, this website, and try to upload any file, like let's say I will create a fake file, let's say desktop something. Yeah, let me upload this guy, license CX whatever. So basically each file of the malware gets its own SHA signature. There's also an MD5 signature. I'm not gonna dive into the technical details about encryption stuff, but think about it. It's each file exists on the internet, have its own signature. Sometimes these signatures can be fake, can be changed, but however, the antivirus software actually look for the signature, and when he find this file equal to the signature in the database of antivirus, actually he remove it. So most of the malwares exist on the web have signatures and they can be detected by antiviruses easily actually. So here the encrypting services coming in. If you go back to Hackform, I'm gonna go back to the home page. I will show you something guys. Yeah, this market encryption and decryption. All right, I will open up this guy. Let's say native. All right, so there is some guys here selling encryption services, which means you after you develop your malware or the criminal develop his malware. Actually, he goes to this website and then he try to buy a cryptor which is can like bypass the antivirus detection in runtime, scan time, something, because it's a bit hard actually to encrypt the executable files. So when the victim get affected, if he have an antivirus, let's say ESET or Kaspersky, whatever, and this antivirus like detect this file and he will delete it. This means all of the criminal work is like bullshit. It's nothing. This is the importance of the encryption service. So it's important actually for the criminals to keep their files safe and undetectable. And also we have right here the separating tools. Separating tools, I'm gonna talk a bit about it actually after the live example about how the spreading techniques works. So basically, guys, this is the first section of our webinar. It's like about talking about things, introducing what malware is, and diving into like the black market, and we saw a bit things on FBI. So now here actually we're gonna dive into the most interesting part actually. So here we can start. I will start. This is my Mac machine. I will start running on my Windows machine, and we're gonna develop first like a keylogger. Keylogger actually is an application who stole your keystrokes. Actually, when you type, like for example, when you go for hack forms, let's say you say like hack forms .net, and then you log in, you type your username, your password, let's say PayPal or something. This program actually collect what you type in your keyboard and store them somehow in a place, and then he send them to the attacker as well. So here, guys, I'm booting up my Windows machine. It's a virtual machine, and we're gonna write from zero a keylogger. We're gonna write it like actually simple, but you're gonna see how we can bypass antiviruses and how we can bypass IBS systems easily. All right. So I'm here on my Windows machine. I'm gonna be using there's actually, guys, a lot of languages. You can write in C, but it's gonna take a lot of time. There is also C++, which is good. But when C sharp came to the way, actually all of people started to use C sharp. But there's a problem using C sharp. It's actually need the .NET framework, actually 2 point something or more than this. So to be able to execute on the target machine or the victim machine, we also have Java included. Java, it's like a cross-platform. You can develop in Java for using, for instance, like running the malwares on the OS X, whatever. All devices support Java, but in case the Windows machine doesn't have Java, so the malware won't be able to be executed. And also we have the assembly. For now, I will be using VB.NET actually. So I will be using Visual Studio 2017. Doesn't matter what version you use. I'm gonna create a brand new project, and I will be using Visual Basic, Windows Forms, and I will call it Fun. All right. Okay. Creating the project. You'll see, guys, how easy it is to develop a malware actually, but it needs skills. So from here, I'm developing a Windows form. It's old-fashioned. Some people use WPF, which is better more. So I will getting like a text box right here, and I will say this text box, what it multi-line, and let's arrange it on the screen to be like this. All right. Yes. All right. No problem. So we have here just an Xbox. It's a Visual Basic. Here we have a properties, something. So I will jump directly into the code. All right, guys, we're gonna deal actually with the low-level stuff. Like if we are talking about Windows, so we are saying Windows API. Windows API. The Windows API actually allows you to use the pre-made Windows SDK developed by Microsoft and to customize it for your goals. All right, so the actually cyber criminals or malware developers, actually most of their work is depending on the Windows API. Sometimes they write a high level, sometimes they write a low level, but high level and low level I mean the boot system. So whatever it's low level, so it's targeting the boot system. It's high level, it's targeting the application layer. So here we're gonna dive actually into the Windows API. When you actually go to Google and then you say Windows API, it's come to hand C++ because it's like a low-level language. But Microsoft added support actually for C Sharp and VB.NET, so you can, guys, easily communicate with the Windows API. So what I will do here actually, I made like a new project, new brand project, and right here I love always guys write comments, and this is actually important fact for me. A coder who doesn't write comments, he doesn't understand what he does actually. Sometimes they copy and paste. All right. So how we can deal actually with Windows API? First, I have to tell the program go and communicate with Windows API and get the keyboard hooks. I want to work with the keyboard hooks. This means whenever the person like pressing H key, L key, or something, I want to get these information. So to be able to get these information, actually, you have to call a function inside of the Windows API. So what are we gonna do actually here? I'm gonna put this as a private, and I will use a declare method, and I will say I want to use a function. This function get async key state. This function written in the Windows API, I want to use a library right here, library called user32. This is a DLL inside of the Windows API library. All right, and here I will push actually by val. We have like not gonna explain guys what the by reference means or the by key means because we have a limited amount of time. But actually, I want to use the variables right here by their values, not by their references. If you guys work with the pointers in C or C++, it sounds clear for you. So I'm gonna call it VK, and this is will be as key, and the output of this function will be as short. I will take it as short. So this line will go and call this DLL, which is inside of the Windows API, and will call this function, who will get the hook on the keyboards actually, so we will be able to retrieve keys, understand. And here I will actually define an integer. Each key in the computer have a number, so I will store it, let's say the key as integer. All right, we wrote actually 2 lines. You can say 1 line. Next, because we're gonna gather the user information and the keyboard stuff, so timing is an important information right here. So I will be using timer actually. I search about it here. Yeah. All right. Double click on it, add it. All right. Properties. Make this timer true enabled at 100 interval. All right. Double click on the timer. I'm not gonna like change the names or stuff. So what actually guys right here, I will put up the loop. I'm gonna call it I. Wait a minute, I. It's like a normal loop. For I equals 0, maybe you're familiar with it. For I equals 0, less than. Same thing in Visual Basic. So put up a loop that will iterate from 1 till 255. And all right. Each time you get up to this loop, make the key, which is defined above 0. And on the other hand, key will equal the function get async key state, and it will put the indexer, which is I in my case. So basically what this does, it will get the key and put up the number and then assign it to our integer. But here we need to define actually, and we want to know actually when the person clicked on the keyboard. So we can do this actually by making an if statement, and we can say equal to minus 32676. What actually this will does 767. All right. What actually this does actually, guys, it will let us know when the person pressed key. Like for example, you pressed K, you pressed L, you pressed N, you pressed M. So this value will be returned. So we're gonna test it actually. All right, and then we need a string. So right here I will say I define the comment without defining the barcode. So so this is the string. We will store the pressed key in it. Plus equal, which is like a normal, like in PHP or something. It's like this or like this. If you're familiar with other or plus equal what? Plus equal char I. And then after that, because I have defined a text box, I will say my text box one equal the val. Let's see, guys, what we got right here. Start. And let me open up a notepad. All right, I'm waiting the program. It's building, compiling to IL. All right, starting. Have been started. Let's say I want to write hello. Oops. Let's say UITSEC. All right, it's working. Hello again. All right. There's a problem right here. You see, guys, first of all, it hooks my keyboard. So this is a separate application, and this is also a separate application. Now, this text box one dot text logging my key. Whatever I press right here, so he will log it out right here. But there is a delay. I know why. Let's go to this timer and say without 100, let's say 1. So it will equal 1 nanosecond. So whenever we are fast, it will type them all. All right, let's test it. Yeah. You see, guys, what's happening here? This is basically a simple keylogger with working with a Windows API. Now, we need actually to develop it more. Like, for example, when I press enter, it doesn't understand the enter. So we have to let him know that I pressed enter. I'm not gonna deal with all the keys, but I will say enter. All right. We can compare this actually right here. We can write switch is better, I know, but just making things simple. I can say if key equal convert to char oops, it's freezing. Convert to char keys dot enter. Where is it? Yeah, here we have all the keys. Yeah, this is enter. F key is equal. Let's say if char I equal convert. Yeah, this is logical. And here I will say convert the enter to like this. So what I will say actually, the val will equal enter like this, and then I will put up my code right. Yeah, this is it. Let's test it again. Cool stuff. Go here. Let's say test 1, enter. Test 2, enter. Test 3, whatever. Hack. So you see, guys, here we translated the key. Now let's make it even more better. I will log all of these in a text file. So here I added a timer too and enable, and let's say, yeah, it's 100, all right. So what here I will do actually, this code will run inside of timer. I will use like streaming, get a flash on all of these, but it's easy stuff. So first I have to define them file stream, let's say fs as file stream equal new IO file stream, and here we have parameters. Actually, the first one maybe, yeah, the path. Let's say store dot text, and then the second one will be IO the file mode. I wanted it for write create. All right. This third one will be file access. Here we go, file access. File access dot write. All right, line is simple. And now we need the file stream, and we need stream writer. So I'll say SW stream writer equal new IO the stream writer, and in its constructor I will say fs, and then I will say sw.write. What things he will write? The val, which is our string defined right here, store the keys. And then we will say, yeah, SW please flush. And then SW please close as well. Let's see this in action. Yeah, here our guy up and running. Test application. Let's say I want to go to Facebook, for example. Open up the browser and write, for example, facebook.com, and then I go to mail@mail.com, and then my password, and we hit login. Nothing will work. You can see your guys right here. It's writing all of the things that I write. I know, yeah, we need to organize like the shift and the spacing and the dot, the shift, all of these. It can be easy actually, but this is the main purpose. And let's see, actually, open up this and go to bin directory, to our store, and here we go. This is the keys written. So it can be, guys, like more in depth, but we limited by the time. I can like write an email function which send this every 12 hours, every 2 hours, every 1 hour to some email using this. But there's something right here which I didn't notice. Let's go and take this fun.exe actually and put it on the desktop, and then go to, oh, there's someone with this email, virus total. Go to this guy and then try to scan our sample malware keylogger. Uploading. You see, guys, just only 40 kilobyte, nothing. All right, here we got 1 detection, 3 detection. Cool stuff. This analyzes the 67 antivirus idea software, and we got detected only by a 3, which is unfamous. So if you dive, guys, here, this is Avero guy, Bitdefender says clean, Komodo says clean, Dr. Web, ESET, Node, whatever. I have also as well Node installed. So if I right click and scan it, it will say, yeah, it is Temiz. It's clean. So basically, I can also bypass these three guys right here by just adding a dummy content, changing the icon, and then changing the function names maybe. But you see, guys, we didn't make anything actually. I didn't use any cryptor or encryption or something, and we bypassed around, no, sorry. We bypassed around 60, yeah, let's say 64 detection system, which is very famous. One of them maybe the Kaspersky. I'm not gonna make an advertisement right here for them. So yeah, this is basically the first thing in our webinar. It's building like a simple keylogger, and if you dive, guys, into the code, this can be modified into maybe 5 to 6 lines actually. All right. So I'm gonna close this guy. All right. I don't want to use it. So now what we will do actually, we're gonna build up, guys, our remote administration tool, which is like a malware. It allows the attackers for building up their malware and stuff. But because we don't have much time, so I'm gonna use something open source and then try to convert it, compile it, and then play around with it, and etc. So to go directly to the subject, I will like go close all of these guys, close other tabs. All right. So I will say ngrat. Let's go back to the Windows machine right now. ngrat source code. So there's a lot of rat source code, guys. There's a lot of them. Actually, I'm just taking a simple example. All right. Some, let's see right here. Someone uploaded the source code. Let's get it and see what we can do actually. All right, downloading it, extracting it to see what is it. Let's call it malware. All right, opening it up, we have 7.0D Jira, and we have something modded. All right, cool. Seems there's two projects right here, so I will separate them one by one. Open up this. Basically, what this guy's stub means, it's like the client. We have a client and server actually. The a place to control the malware, and here we have the malware. So you can think about the stub as the malware, and you can think about the guy right here as the control machine. All right. First, I will see, is there someone? Can you make a presenter? Yeah, after finishing the webinar, I can make it go. No problem. All right. So here we have. All right. So guys, now the interesting part. We have here the controller. Let's say the controller. I'm trying to build it up actually, and we have the stub. which is the malware itself. So here we have like four files actually written in VB. This is thread, anti-process, the guy who written it, spy the spy, Wireshark. Oh, this is basically in this function which is called handler. It's a checking if you opening this program or running Wireshark, so it will close the application to prevent detection. So I will point out to these details. Let's see, guys, here if I can run this application, run the code. All right, it's running. The builder 17. All right, this is my local IP. You can see, guys, right here. There's a project to process, copy to startup, registry startup, anti stuff, anti killing or stuff. Cannot kill it from the task manager. And we have a spreading here. We have the USB and obfuscation, which is like the encryption for the code, like to make it hard to detect. Guys, please 30 seconds. I just want to get my chart right here. All right, guys, here we go. So I'm trying here to build up malware actually without diving into these details. Just try the application if it's working. Seems we got a problem. It's not. All right. Let's see why. All right, stopped in this area, line 1641. So seems there's some files missing. Now we're gonna solve it. All right, there's expin. All right, get these files all and put them in the bin directory in debug. All right, paste them, replace. That's it, and I'm sure now it's gonna work. All right, up and running. He's saying you should listen to the port. Let's say 6522. All right, no problem. And here I'm gonna go to the builder. This is my local IP actually, but it can be the no IP DNS IP address. So I will try with a simple one. So I will say this is client, save, created, thank you. Let's see. So here's our actually malware. It's 31 kilobyte, guys, all right? And if I go to virus total and try to upload this guy to scan it. Cool stuff. So this is why, guys, you need an encryption service. The criminal, on the other hand, uses encryption services. So as you can see, most of the applications like the antivirus software stuff, they detected it. So we have like 47, which is something bad actually. So let's first try to play around. So if I open up this file, watch what will happen. All right. So now I'm a victim for myself, but in the real world, this can be for another guy. Maybe this file can be infected with a PDF or something. All right, so guys, when I right click here, I have a lot of options. Actually, most of the routes have these options. So I clicked on manager, and as you can see right here, guys, yeah, please stop. Because it's not encrypted yet. So yeah, process manager, it's denied because of the my protection system. 1 second, just wanna pause all of these. Yes, I will pause also the banking stuff. So I'll reboot. Alright, so let's try again. Manager. All right. First of all, here I have the file manager, which is like when it's Explorer, I double click on the stuff. I can download files, and as for example, this guy, when I want to download something, I basically say download. Let's say I wanted this guy, so I hit download, and then I right click it, open downloads, and then I see the file that downloaded from the victim machine. On the other hand, guys, I can navigate, I can create files, delete files, edit file, whatever. And here also I can control the process, actually. Yeah, here we have a list of the process. It's like task manager. And you will see our malware in red. So you can basically right click, kill and delete, restart process. So feel free, you are at home. And here we have the connections. So basically, this is the connections, outgoing connections, incoming connections. And we have the registry editor, a fancy easy stuff. We have a remote shell. All right. We have a remote shell right here, so we can type command or stuff.
Hello, Jamal.
Here we have the services. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Oktay speaking. Just, I'm a little bit confusing. Just you have created Trojan and malware, but I really just don't understand. You have created the zero-day exploits or just the
No.
Trojan because you have cached your computer is cached this that Trojan.
You can see my screen or not?
Yeah, I can see at the moment.
All right, perfect. So basically, this is not an exploit. This is a malware. Actually, I downloaded some open source stuff, and then I compiled it using Visual Studio, and then I tried to play around with it and build up my malware. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I basically just, guys, compiled here. Let me repeat the process. Uh, I just downloaded the code, tried to fix some stuff, and I hit on start to build up the project. And then after that, it starts, and I went to builder to build up my malware and put up my local IP. Some guy says there's no home like 127.0.0.1. It's like home. So this is the local address. And then I say this malware will connect back as a reverse communication to this port. And I put up, this is the name, maybe my victim, my zombie, my anything you want. And I just hit on build actually. And after that, I try to scan it on the virus total, as we can see here. And then I just opened this up, and this is basically what I did. Then guys, I jumped into the management, the malware, the shell, the stuff, but I will really show you some good things. If I put the remote cam, so here I am, I'm trying, let's say with this. This is actually the remote camera for the attacker, for the hack, for the zombie machine. So when this guy run up the Trojan file, and you or the attacker goes actually to just remote a cam, and he basically can remote the cam as well as remoting the mic test. So also it can remote the desktop without having the knowledge of the victim machine. So he would not fill in anything. So as you can see, guys, this is my machine. You can control it, as well as like getting the keylogger, refresh. So for example, I want to open up the Facebook again from here. Let's say Facebook, oops, yeah, facebook.com. And I want to say test@mail.com and password, and then say login, close it out, refresh here, Viola. In this date, there was a Chrome open with a virus total title. The victim went to write a Facebook and then hit back, and then enter. And then I went to the Facebook with this title at this date, and I put up this email, and I clicked tab, and then I put up the password. Now, the good things right here actually, when you right click on this, you will find the application store all of these information automatically, like this. So whenever the victims connect back to this malware, actually to this channel, the application automatically will like write all the details for you: the screens, the keylogger, the cam, if you like recording it, the voice, the application that you have downloaded. Even you have like an open chat with a victim, like let's say hacker. So this is the hacker machine. I want to say hi, and this is the victim machine. So if I close this out, it's a closing. Maybe I close the wrong one. Hacker, chatting with hacker. All right. Yeah, guys, here's my machine. I want to say test to the victim, and the victim here tried to close it actually on this X button. He can't. I'm clicking on it. I can until the attacker closed this out. And right here, I have a lot of things like remote password if it's saved in my browser actually, and I can like hook up the keywords, keyboards. I can like update the server, which is our malware. I can do anything I want actually. I own this guy. I'm him actually. So it's really critical. So for now, what I have actually, I open up my malware, and I have the 14 kilobyte file, which is does everything. No, 31 actually. But there is a problem, and the problem is, as you can see, guys, from my protection system right here, I cannot do anything. So if you have an antivirus, actually, the attacker can do nothing, actually. So what we have to do to make this bypass, to bypass all of these, maybe let's say one or two. So what I will do now, guys, it's like a manual encryption, a manual low-level encryption. So there's no open source involved, there's nothing involved. So what I will try to do is develop my own encryption algorithm. It's not inventing it from scratch, actually. What I will do, I will convert this into a Unicode system, and then after that, I will write some code to run this Unicode characters from an entry point inside of the memory. So here I created actually a project. Let me first close this out. Close this out to save out the time because we are running out of time. So I developed a project. Actually, I wrote a bit of code. It's a console application. Now we have to encrypt our file. Yeah, we have only one single file right here. So I will open it up. All right, so cool, cool. To make things easier, it's a free. All right, so I will delete from here. All right, so let's see it here. All right, so we have a bit of lines. Cool. All right. So, guys, basically, this is the application. It's not actually an actual application, just dummy code. So, basically, what I will do right here, I have a function called BPP. This is what I call it, and I will take bytes as an S parameter, byte as an array, and then I will put it in a like a string builder, which is like a string, but I will like put these parameter in 0 1 0 1 0 1. So I have this file right now, the exe file. All right. First, I'm gonna Unicode it in base 64 encryption. It's not an encryption algorithm. You can say it's an encoding algorithm. Base 64 encode, let's say file. All right, file. Anyone should be fine. Drop file. I will drop a file. Let's call this file virus. Put it here. All right. I don't want this. All right. So basically, guys, here is the base 64 code for our exe. So let's see what we get here. We have this code which represent the 64-bit of the executable files, of the binary files. All right, so we have it right here. This is it. You can scroll down. So we are representing now the binary as the base 64. Now what I will do actually, I will convert these base 64 to a binary, but in my own system by using my function. So let's see how this works. Now we got the encryption and the stuff. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go back to my code actually. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. All right. So basically, this function does all the magic. All right. So I'm gonna right here. I will comment out these lines, and I will say file.write all text into a file called compiled.txt from a file called the client. No, I will open up the project directory into the bin folder, debug folder. All right. So here, read all bytes, yes, and then write them all into a compiled.txt. There's something wrong. All right. Let's say guys, I will copy all of this and create it in a separate file, and I will save it, and I will say right here my base 64.txt. All right, so copy out this file right here, and I will tell my function actually to read all the data inside of this file and then write it in this file. Let's run it out. It's running, it's building. Build succeeded. Yeah, it's up and running. That's it. All right, cool. So I will go to the bin directory, and this is the compiled file. I will try to edit it. That's cool. So basically, this function wrote the C# code with an append to the binary code, the 01 code, 01 code. So what now I will do actually, I will copy all of these guys right here. All right, I will copy all of these and I will put them. First, I will comment out my function right here. I don't want to use it. And I will comment out this line. And after this line, define a memory stream. I will be working with a memory. All right, and comment this. I will be working with a memory. So Control V, I'm pasting now the MS, it's formatting now. Maybe we're gonna get like 1 million line, something. All right, we have a problem. All right, I pasted my code actually, and here, guys, what this does actually, interaction. Interaction is also it's like a Visual Basic library, which is allow you also to write like an assembly code. Basically, this block right here will invoke the entry point in the CPU once this program runs, and will take this memory stream and run it inside of the memory in a dummy address, and this will bypass the antivirus software, because we will have an access to the memory in some place that we run our code, but without getting file drops or running out the files on the actual system. So we will be working in the memory. Everything is fine till here, but we have a problem. This function, I just want to comment this out again, like this. All right. So let's now try to rebuild the solution. Cool. Let's now, guys, try to run it. Let me run it in a different way. Like open up the same executable file, which is this. Can copy it to my desktop and then paste it right here And before all of the run stuff, let us scan it. Virus total. Let's see what we got. What I call, oh, this is it. Uploading. Let's see how much we bypassed by this technique. It's now longer. It's like 800 kilobyte, but it's nothing. It's still less than 1 megabyte, which is fine. All right. 0 till 7, 0 till 10, 12. Oh, we have one. One on a 22, on a 28, 35. We have 2, 3, cool, 4. All right. $64. Maybe all of them are $64. So as you can see, guys, right here, it was like 45 or something. So we pay past all of them. We just have 4 detections actually to bypass. It's just one simple thing, 4 line of code with copying and pasting. So the cryptors on the black markets does the same job we did right now, actually. So same of it. So this is basically, guys, what I want you to know. And on the other hand, let's test it before. Let me say I will start. But before I start, let's run the application. All right, I'm running it right now. We can like get rid of this also. It's running. After running in memory, now it's in the memory. So I'll close it. I will hit on start. Now it should arrive, yeah, from the memory. Here we go. So server uninstall, and yeah, it's in memory. ESET found it. All right. No, I still I didn't upload it actually to anywhere, but I may share it. So now, guys, is the question time. So feel free to ask me the question. So I'm gonna uh, unmute you or so. Yeah, guys, go ahead. Any questions, guys? But Fatih, Fatih, would you please like make up the mic closer a bit? Well, sounds there a problem with your mic.
Okay, thank you.
All right, go ahead. All right, guys, if there's someone need a question or have a question, I have the 5 minutes for answering the questions in case you have. So please let me know if someone have a question so I can reply to him directly. If no, we can end this. Mr. Fari, Mr. Fari, maybe you have a problem with your mic. I'm sorry, I cannot listen to you actually. Your voice is not clear. Maybe I'm sorry, you can write me
No,
here.
yeah,
Maybe you are not aware. All right, any questions, guys? All right. I would like to thank you all for coming today, Mr. Fokan, Jihan, all of you guys. Thank you so much for attending this webinar, and I hopefully see you guys like in Rootkit webinar or something in the future, actually. So this is Jameel Nabbo from UITSEC, and thank you all for watching, guys. All right. Yeah, actually, Mr. Furkan, I recorded it, but I will check out with the company if we can upload it or share it with the attendants. So, no problem. I will try to share it, no problem. All right, thank you, Furkan. Thank you all for attending. Have a good day. Bye.